Welcome back to the gun dungeon, guys. Got another gel test video lined up for you today. This is one I'm pretty excited about seeing. We all know that a 10.5-inch barrel AR15 and a 16-inch barrel AR15 are going to produce quite a bit different velocities. But how much does that matter? That's what we're going to be testing today. We're going to be using a 10.5-inch barrel AR here. Gotta be careful what I show. Can't show the bottom half of that. And we're gonna be using a 16-inch barrel AR here. And we're gonna test two different bullets because I know everybody is curious. One, we're gonna test a 60 grain vmax as our expanding bullet sample. This is a hand load. They're both loaded the same, so it ain't gonna matter. We're gonna test the difference. Then we're gonna test some standard M193 ball ammunition, 55 grain. Now, I'm curious about this one in particular because the Full Metal Jacket M193 ball ammunition is known to have a tumbling effect, and that's where the wounding characteristics come from. So I'm curious to see how that 10.5-inch stacks up against the 16-inch in jail. So have a chronograph set up so we can get our velocities. Have Joe Block Jerry here getting ready to risk his life on this one because I have to aim way higher than where the bullet actually hits when I'm shooting this close with rifles that have optics on. And that's what I'm doing, so poor Jerry. Hopefully he makes it through it, guys. So let's start out. We'll start with the 16-inch barrel first. We'll shoot the expanding bullet, and then we'll shoot the 10.5-inch expanding bullet, and then we'll go to the M193. So that's the order we're gonna do it in. 3,398 feet per second from our 16-inch barrel. Look at that mess. This is a varmint bullet, so that's to be expected. There sits most of our bullet. A lot of it's back here. And we got right about 10.5 inches of penetration. Let's see what the 10.5-incher does. So we're getting 3,003 feet per second out of that load from a 10.5-inch barrel, which is pretty daggone impressive. And pretty well similar results with a little bit more penetration. We got about 13.5 inches of penetration with the furthest fragment, if you want to call it that, here. Take a little better look from this side. See that wound track? Just maybe not as messy at the very front with a little more penetration, as to be expected, honestly. All right, now, I'm not digging these out. So you just have to understand that there's not much left. But let's try the M193 16-inch barrel first. So in the modern world of YouTube, they've made it really hard to actually make any revenue on YouTube. Can't really have sponsors in my videos anymore. Can't have links to certain things in the description anymore. Can't even show a lot of stuff we used to be able to show, even just 3-4 years ago. But if you want to support the channel, there are a couple ways to do it. I have a link to my Patreon down below. Patreon gets videos a couple weeks earlier, some behind the scenes content, exclusive content just for Patreon. And it helps the channel out. Also, I have shirts in a link below. Go check out shirts. I've designed them all myself. Not very creative, but you can check them out and take a look. I even have a coffee cup. But if you want to help the channel out, links are in the description below. Appreciate you guys. .32-29. Now, it's this very top wound track. Look at that. That's where she tumbled and come apart. There's some of the bullet here, but a lot of it blew out the top. So I'm gonna try that again with this 16-inch barrel. I don't know how much room we're gonna have left in this block, guys, but that's pretty freaking violent for a Full Metal Jacket, if you ask me. Got the same kind of wound track there as we do back here. That one expanding bullet, this one not. It's just about 6 inches deep where that blows up like that. And clearly the bullet's coming apart because there sits a large chunk of it right there. So let's try it again. 16-inch barrel. I'm gonna try to put it over here, but not take up all the block, so I still have room for the 10-inch. All right, 16-inch barrel, M193, try two. .2987. I hit where I wanted. Didn't get the results I wanted though. Excellent wound track again. You can see it there, but it curves up. But this time it lost a lot of velocity. It was just barely streaming when it came out here. So I'm not super concerned about that because it lost most of it. It probably was gonna stop somewhere in here anyways. I'm gonna run out of gel block if I don't do this 10.5 inch. So let's put that 10.5 inch M193 ball round in here. .2354 from the 10-inch. Now, I put it where I wanted it, right here, further to the left. Unfortunately, it crossed paths, but you can still see it done the exact same thing. It got about right here and bloomed out, big wound channel, and then it carried on and we actually caught this one. Now, what you'll see is this one didn't fragment. That bullet stayed together, although it did smash. See how flat that bullet is? It definitely smashed during the tumbling, flattened out, but it did not come apart. So there's our difference. That velocity difference turned a full metal jacket into a fragmenting round. Then when we slowed it down from the 10.5, we kept the bullet together, but we still got that huge tumble. So there we go, guys. There's the difference between a 10.5 inch barrel and a 16-inch barrel up close in gel with a varmint round and the M193 ball ammunition. Now, what you could also take away from this is how well this particular round is going to do at distance from a 16-inch barrel when you take into consideration the velocity loss downrange is going to come close to the 10.5 inch barrel velocities we're getting right here. Not exactly, but at some point it'll be exact. That exact velocity threshold will break somewhere downrange. You'll just have to do your own calculations and see what kind of speed you're getting, what your ballistic coefficient of your round is, etc. And then you can kind of make those judgments and you can see what these bullets did at these speeds. That's really kind of what this is for. Plus I was curious. Hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed shooting it. Hope to see you guys on the next one. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Until next time, guys, stay tuned.